I'm hyped. I mean, I love the fact that it's meaningful football in December. I love the fact that it's against the Dallas Cowboys. Still to me, my personal most hated team in football. So, I mean, I can't be more hyped about it. I'm excited for the opportunity. I think we're gonna get some players back that can help us in the long run. So, I mean, I'm looking for a Redskin victory, and I feel comfortable that if we play our game, this could be another upset in the making.
Yeah, look, I'm excited about this game. I did not see this coming after we were 2-6. I mean, we're going on a similar type of run that we went on last year to close the season out and win the division. But this year is a little bit different because we're chasing a team that's 2 games ahead of us. Where last year everybody was kind of, losing down the stretch, and we kind of won by default. And that, when we won the last game of the season because everybody else had lost, and we went at 7-9. This year we've already got 6 wins, and it's 5 games left in the season. So I'm and it's against Dallas. So anybody that grew up when me and Kurt grew up, this was the rivalry when we were growing up. I mean, it's kind of lost its luster over the years as far as how big it is on a national scene and how big it is maybe to Cowboy fans, but for old school Washington fans, this is the game. Nobody, if you're gonna win the division, there's nobody you'd rather beat than Dallas to punch your ticket to the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
So we lost a key piece, Logan Thomas, tore his ACL and his MCL.
No, he actually did it.
So that was false. That was a rumor.
No, well, they thought he had. He's still messed up, and he's still gonna be out like 4 to 6 weeks. But they announced today that he did not tear his ACL.
That's good news. We're not gonna have him. We're not gonna have him for the Dallas game, and he was.
We're not gonna have him.
Up.
We're not gonna have him for the rest. We're not gonna have him the rest of the season. They said that if we make the playoffs, he may be able to be back for the wild card game.
Yeah, that's a big loss. He was really balling out, especially last week. He was making some big plays, and he made some big plays in the Seattle game. I mean, the offense was not impressive at all against the Raiders. It was kind of frustrating, kind of like in the Seattle game. We had chances to really separate ourselves, and the offense just didn't get it done. What can we do to progress as an offense? Because we're going to need points to beat Dallas this weekend.
You want me to take this, Kurt? What do you want to do? Kurt, you there?
You started off, and then I'll jump in.
For us to I don't even necessarily think we have to do anything different than what we've been doing. My key to beating Dallas is really playing big boy NFC East old school football. Run it right down their throat. I mean, Micah Parsons and Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence, they're fast and they play great when they have a lead and they know you have to throw the ball. But if they have to line up and you're just running the ball right at them, 40 times, 50 times in the game, and you get, Antonio Gibson 25 carries, and you get, Jarrett Patterson 5, 7, 8 carries, and get our McKissick back and get him, some carries. That's how you beat these guys. You keep their high-powered offense, Dak and CeeDee Lamb and all those other guys on the bench, and you run the ball right at Micah Parsons and those boys, and that's how I think you win. I don't think you have to score a lot of points, if you keep them off the field. Now, obviously, when you're down, if you get down to their thing, we need to get touchdowns and not field goals. But I think that's the key to winning is no turnovers and controlling the ball. Kurt?
I agree with that. Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we just got to stay with what's been working. Keep doing the formula. I mean, it's proven we're effective with it. I know we got to score points, but I mean, we can't focus on that. We got to keep doing what we got, keep doing. Try to play mistake-free football. Try to run the football and make plays with the passing game when we can. And try not to make some big mistakes in that game. He hurt us a couple of times and set some drives back. So we definitely got to get Sheriff to play a little better. But for the most part, yeah. So I think that if we can do those things, we'll be okay.
And do we all agree that we need to get Terry McLaurin more involved this week? I don't know if he just wasn't a part of the game plan, but
it's going to be hard because if you do it like the people play defense the way the Raiders play the defense, they had, he was being double and triple teamed the entire game. And it really just tells you the lack of respect that they have for the rest of our receivers, that, they're willing to go basically, zone on the rest of the guys and basically have, 2 to 3 guys on Terry McLaurin. And so, the one time when Heineke was basically trying to force the ball to McLaurin on that, the ball got picked. Or was that the one that either got picked or it was going to get picked or something like that? But, and he wasn't open. So, as much as I would love to get Terry McLaurin involved, the only way you're going to be able to do that is really to open the field. That the other guys, somebody else has to garner some respect. And that's been one of the Washington's biggest problems on offense is that we don't have a number 2 receiver. Curtis Samuel, he's coming back, but he hasn't really shown anything. Cam Sims has been basically, non-existent all year. Adam Humphries is really good on those third downs. He's had a couple of really good third down catches this year. But besides that, he's non-existent. So we just don't have a number. The biggest number 2 guy we have is the punt returner, DeAndre Carter. He's like the only other guy that makes catches consistently. But we need a number 3. We need somebody else to open up, the safety help and let McLaurin, not let teams bracket Terry McLaurin.
I think that what he did in that last drive, because I think once he made that mistake, he got really nervous and he tried to force it McLaurin. Then in that last drive, he really went to Humphries. He really looked at somebody else. He likes his tight ends. They stay in the middle of the field. He trusts Terry. He started trusting somebody else, and that's when you saw us go right down the field with him hitting that other receiver. So if he just stays and trusts his eyes and let these guys do what they do, they are getting open. A couple of times they wasn't open, though. He had to tuck it down and make a play. But for the most part, man, the receivers have been getting open. He just has to trust the process, follow his eyes, and don't force it to Terry. Believe me, it'll come a time where if somebody else is really beating you, right, then you can go to Terry because they're eased up. Right now, they're going to try to man-on-man with Terry with
Diggs.
And I'm going to tell you something. That did not go well for Diggs last year.